For this video, we're going to be multiplying two-digit factors. And so here are our steps when multiplying two-digit factors. And so here's our first problem, 36 times 24. And notice that they both have two digits, or there's two numbers in two different place values. We have the ones place and we have the tens place. And so that's what makes it a two-digit factor. And so step one is we want to make sure everything's lined up in the place values, and they are, the ones place and the tens place. And then we're ready to begin to multiply. So let's go ahead and give ourselves some more space. And we want to multiply the ones place first. And so it's 36 times 24. And what I want to show you real quick is 36 times 24 is truly 36 times 24. And another way to write 24 is 20 and then a 4. So truly it's 36 times 20. And then also 36 times 4, almost like two separate problems in a way. And I'm going to show you why this is important or how this comes about. All right, so let's keep that in mind. But anyway, let's follow our steps. Line up the place values. They're lined up. Step 2, multiply the ones place. And so that's the 4 here. So I'm going to multiply the 4 to the first number. So the 4 is going to be multiplied to the 6. And then the 4 is going to also be multiplied to the 3. And so let's multiply 4 times 6 first. So I can write 6 times 4 or 4 times 6. You'll always get the same answer. So 6 times 4 or 4 times 6, either way. Order doesn't matter. And that comes out to be 24, where I'm going to write the 4 here and carry the 2 into the next place value. And now I'm going to multiply the 4 times the 3 here. So 4 times the 3. So when I write that, 4 times 3, we'll write that right here. We'll use the same color. 4 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 4. And 4 times 3 is 12. But because I carried the 2 over into that place value, I need to add it to the 12. And so 12 plus 2 comes out to be 14, where I'm going to write the 4. And the 1 doesn't get carried over to on top of any other number that's out here, so the 1 just comes down. So truly, when I multiplied 4 times 36, I got 144. Step 3 says to insert a placeholder. And the reason why I began this lesson by saying 36 is multiplied by 24, and I said 24 is truly 20 and a 4 here, because when we go to step 3, we insert a placeholder. And so as I jump over to the 2, because now I'm truly going to multiply just a 2 times 36, I insert something called a placeholder, and a placeholder is a 0. So before I can multiply the 2 here to the 36, I need to insert a placeholder of a 0. And what that 0 comes from, and this is why I showed you, the 0 comes from truly this 20. So now if I cross that out, because I inserted that placeholder, now I just have to multiply 2. 2 to the 36, so I'm going to multiply 2 to the 6, and then also 2 to the 3, and that's the process here. So we want to go ahead and cross out, though, when we do this, we want to cross out any numbers that we already carried over so that we don't see them. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. 2 times 6, so 2 times 6. We'll write that off to the side. 2 times 6 or 6 times 2, order doesn't matter, that's 12. Where I write the 2 and carry the 1 to the next place. And now 2 times 3, or 3 times 2. 2 times 3 is 6, but I carried a 1 over, so I'm going to add that over. And so 6 plus 1 is 7, so a 7 comes down. And so I multiplied the 1's place, which was the 4, and then I multiply the 10's place, which is the 2. And now the last steps here says to add everything up. All right, so the two numbers that I need to add up are 144, that's when I multiplied the 4, and then the 720, that's when I multiplied here, truly a 20. And so now what I need to do is just add them up and make sure all the place values are lined up. So 4 plus 0 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1 plus 7 is 8. So my answer is 864. Let's take a look at one more example. All right, and so this time I won't explain it in too depth. I'll just go ahead and and do the problem and show you how you would do it. So to begin, I'm going to multiply, make sure everything's lined up. I'm going to multiply the ones place, which is the 1. So I'm going to multiply 1 times 0. So 1 times 0. Anything times 0 is 0, so a 0 goes here. And then I'm going to multiply the 1 times the 2. And 1 times 2 is 2. And now, as I jump to the next place value, the 5 here, the 5's in the tens place, I need to insert a placeholder. And now I can just multiply the 5. So 5 times 0. 5 times 0, or 0 times 5, is 0. Anytime you multiply a number times 0 is 0. And then 5 times 2, or 2 times 5, is 10, where I write the 0, and then the number comes, the 1 comes down. So now I'm done multiplying. There are no other place values to be multiplied. So I add it up, make sure everything's lined up. So I have a 0. 2 plus 0 is 2. And the 0 doesn't add to anything here, and the 1 comes down. So my answer is 1020. Those are two examples of multiplying two-digit factors.